Welcome to Castle Game of Age of Empires 4 spawning. In the color blue, we got MSN playing as the Byzantines. On the other side, on the map, oh, no. You guys don't know it, but I have changed some things around with my observing. Right now I'm trying to set it up on my Xbox controller. Anyways, in order to just make panning a little bit smoother, but I set something up wrong. I'll have to quickly change that. Anyways, on the other side of the map, we got Valdemar playing as the English. We're here live on the ladder, witnessing a game between two very, very strong individuals. Of course we are. Okay, let's quickly check that out. Okay, oh, that's much better. Look at that. Look at that smooth panning. Look at that smooth panning that we got going on here, and I can go quick as well. Look, now we're really quick over here. And yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? I think that's pretty nice. I think that's pretty neat. We can also, like, pan like this. Oh my god, so many smooth motions going on here. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe the technology that we've got access to here right now. Oh my god, wait, I got a button for this. I can quickly jump over here to the unit that got attacked. Oh my god, the future. The future is now. We can just ride along with the scout. We can quickly, like, pan just a little bit, pan ever so slightly. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god. God damn. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy right now. I really like that. Anyways, we got English up against the Byzantines here on Dry Arabia. Not a classic matchup. Well, not a classic matchup mainly because Byzantines isn't really like one of those classic civilizations in the game at the moment. They got added in within the last DLC. But the English, I think, like, whatever game they're in, they immediately turn the game into something that you could call a classic matchup. Got Valdemar Scout as well. Can switch over, follow this scout, follow that scout. We're following every scout in Valdemar. We look at the age up. Okay, I could make the panning a little bit faster when I'm actually selecting a player. Valdemar is going to be aging up with the Council Hall. So we're going to have something that looks like a very aggressive build coming out from Valdemar here. On the other side, over on MSN space, we do see the Grand Vinery coming in. So that's pretty much the normal, ordinary build that we would be used to seeing from the Byzantines here. Probably just wants to go into some mercenaries as soon as the Egypt comes in. We'll probably even need to start off with a stable here, considering that Valdemar opens up with the council. That isn't something, though, that I assume MSN has scouted out yet. We're going to quickly take a look-see at the scouting information that he has out on the map, and yeah, he has not scouted that Valdemar is going for the council hall, so he doesn't know about that. So maybe he just assumes that it's going to be the Abbey of Kings, as that's usually what we kind of see from the English nowadays. And look at that, Valdemar, he's playing this old school. He's playing this like we're 2 seasons back, and he's adding in a barracks nice and early alongside the council hall. So we are going to get an immediate mixture of both longbowmen and spearmen in order to start an early push onto his opponent. And this could be pretty deadly for MSN, because we can see here that this winery, it's pretty far forward. So definitely an easy target to attack if you're Valdemar. We're now getting a barracks out from MSN as well. So yeah, he's just assuming right now. He is assuming that Valdemar is aging up with the Abbey of Kings. And now he's gonna see. Now he's gonna see. He's gonna see it. He's gonna see it. Surely he's gonna see it. He sees the longbow coming out. Longbow gets spotted out by MSN. So now all the alarm bells need to be ringing in his mind right now. This is not what he thought it would be. And he managed to delete. He managed to cancel the barracks in time. Is now rushing up a stable instead. But Valdemar, we're gonna see MSN already spots out. No, they're spearmen as well. Are we gonna see another cancel into an archer range? Not another cancel. And MSN is gonna start producing horsemen now. Only has around 256 olive oil. That is not gonna be enough in order to get any longbowmen out onto the field. Switching over to Valdemar. Units are starting to push forward now. Can see they're about to scout out where the berries are located. Now they see the berries. Valdemar has his longbows here. Everything is in position to start this push. We're already on 5, 6 longbows, 2 spearmen. MSN, he's just setting the horsemen back, wants to maybe potentially get some raids going himself, at least on the reinforcements. And we do see reinforcements. Might be in trouble. Gets at least 1 hit in on the longbows and buys himself precious, precious time right now on these olive groves, on these berry bushes, because he needs the olive oil in order to get at least some longbows of his own in. Attackers now coming in. Villagers are going to have to evacuate. First villager is going to go down. Potentially a second villager could go down. MSN is able to save him in time. Archer range now also coming in for MSN. So does in theory have enough olive oil now in order to get it. Actually longbows, they got nerfed recently for Byzantines. They cost a little bit more olive oil now. Does he actually have enough olive oil in order to produce longbows? I'm not so sure. We are getting the normal archers out now. Valdemar, he's going to look for more targets. And we do see he does spot out the villagers on the gold mine. Villagers do get pulled back nice and early. So no targets will get picked off over here. Behind this, Valdemar, what else is he doing? Still have the horseman over here from MSN. Just looking around together with the scout for any potential pickoffs of reinforcements. But Valdemar, he's grouping them up. Got 1 spearman, a man-at-arms now in queue as well. And another troop of units that is now ready to move out. Does spot out the horseman. Not enough units here from MSN to deal with that at the moment. We do have a mercenary house that has come in. We take a look at it. It was researching Keshiks. And we do indeed have Keshiks that have come in. Little hits onto that cistern from Valdemar. Tries to get the scout around. Wanted to potentially hit at least some of the villagers. One of the villagers did go down for MSN so far, so he is behind 1 villager at this point in time. Military count looking quite dangerous here. MSN, he's on 11. Valdemar is on 22 military units. And Valdemar spots the villagers on the wood line, has the scout in position. And that is 2 villager kills that Valdemar just managed to secure there. Behind this, couple attacks coming in. Looks like only 1 longbow got taken down, but at the same time, horsemen also went down with it. We got Keshiks in the queue at the moment for MSN. So could get some armored military units in. Once again, MSN with the army, but Valdemar has the scout there. He knows the units that MSN has out here. Is it going to be enough, though? Does Valdemar maybe have his army too far out of position here? Horseman comes in on the other side. Valdemar's reinforcements right around the corner. Gonna ride on board. So we got both players now about to take a fight here. Archers trying to focus down the spearmen. Not enough archers, though. MSN is gonna have to fall back towards his base. Behind this, first economy upgrade just now coming in for Valdemar. Wheelbarrow on the way. Did get double broadaxe in earlier. But so far, didn't actually gather too much gold. If we take a look over here, just now 3 villagers got rallied over. But before that, he didn't really have that many. First couple of farms coming in for him as well. So farm transition is coming up alongside this. Looks like we do have an outpost up for MSN. Trying to protect the Sparrows. Aeroslit's upgrade is going to be coming in on that. Meaning that MSN is at least going to be able to secure himself some additional olive oil income. Scout right now, out and about. Horsemen are gonna pounce on that if they see him alone. Out on the map. Sand Scout also trying to get some information on what Valdemar is doing inside of his base now. Valdemar behind this could also be looking for a potential age-up. He pulled all of his units back, is just going for this farm transition in the back. And look at that, a lot of villagers just now getting pulled over to gold. So this does look like Valdemar is just now trying to go for a farm. Well, not a farm, but like a castle age transition. I mean, he can in theory do that. He did damage to MSN's base. He killed 3 villagers, didn't lose too much of his own military. Managed to kill a good amount of units overall on MSN's side. Destruction value definitely in Valdemar's favor here at the moment. Still has a lot of villagers over on wood here. That means that he's going to be able to still, if need be, afford a couple of additional longbows or just transition into more farms. Military from MSN. Production has kind of paused at the moment. We only see more Keshiks in queue. Scout tries to body block the scout from Valdemar. And are we gonna see a pickoff? Doesn't quite look like it. MSN isn't gonna be able to get that connection in there. So both players might just be going for this Castle Age transition now. However, it looks like Valdemar is gonna reach it much quicker than MSN. More units coming forward from MSN. Does have the Keshiks in there. Might want to try to look for some raids, but honestly, the walls now coming in for Valdemar. He has all of his military along the backside of his base. It's going to be pretty tough for MSN to really find any good raids on his opponent's base. So more likely we'll just see a Castle Age transition coming out of both players here. Valdemar, only it's like half a minute now in order to get the resources for that Castle Age play. Outpost coming in on the side as well is going to provide him with a lot of line of sight. Keeping track of his opponent's army here as well. Only longbows currently at the front. Behind this, going to take a quick look over and see what MSN is doing behind this. Sister network is getting further expanded on. So it's going to be able to boost up both this gold mine, if he's gonna go towards it, as well as the berries up over here. Gold currently also being gathered, and now the King's Palace is gonna be coming in for Valdemar. MSN has his army positioned near a wood line there. Another farm cluster coming up as well, so Valdemar's food economy is gonna be looking very, very solid here. Very solid. We've got two packs actually of Keshiks in queue for MSN at the moment. That's going to be an additional 4 Keshiks coming in soon. Valdemar, he's going to be able to spot out the army here from MSN, courtesy of that outpost inside of his base. It's going to provide him with a lot more line of sight over here. MSN, he's still just looking around, maybe wants to check out if he sees anything over here. Golden Horn Tower is going to be coming up for him in the meantime. So it's also going to be able to just get a lot of units out on the field. Behind this, barracks and archer range is in for him. Valdemar now with the age up. Could we see an immediate monastery play from him here? We do have a barracks, no monastery yet. We are getting an upgrade into the veterancy longbows. Pierce armor coming in as well. Interestingly enough, pierce armor before pierce damage. MSN looks like he just wants to do some damage onto this wall now. Can't really get any value anywhere else. Valdemar is going to reveal that his army is still inside of his base. He's going to be able to pick off one of the horsemen here. But this does buy MSN some precious information on where Valdemar's army is positioned right now. Still no monastery at this point in time. There we go, monastery just now coming up. So Valdemar will want to grab some of these relics on the map. I'm surprised MSN hasn't made any religious units yet. Okay, never mind. Monk just now got queued up for him. He's gonna want to go for these monks out on the map, as every relic he gets is just gonna provide him a lot of additional resources per minute, which he's gonna need considering he's already down 6 villagers at this point in time. Right now, Valdemar still just sitting inside of his base. No intent yet to really move out at this point in time. No move out happening over there. Looks like we might have a potential clash here between the cavalry and Valdemar's massive infantry. But MSN decides not to take that engagement yet. Isn't going to be able to deny that relic. So we got one relic right now picked up for Valdemar. One relic picked up for MSN. As a second monk out on the map is going to be able to pick up another relic over here. Looks like we had a little engagement over here as well. At least a couple of arrows got fired onto the cavalry here. MSN needs to be careful here, needs to build up his own numbers. Oh, he can't afford to stop, can't afford to stop. MSN is going to pay for that little maneuver with another horseman going down. That's not a fight that he can really take at the moment. We don't see any blacksmith upgrades in for him at the moment. Wait a second. Oh no. Are we actually getting Zhuganu in? I see Zhuganu in queue right now for MSN. I think he might be getting them out of the Golden Horn Tower. I think his market is, not his market, his mercenary house is a little bit too close to that market. So he's actually able to get the mercenaries from the market. Fight is coming in. Geshek's trying to be the front side there. Archer's trying to take down the spearmen. Actually focusing onto the crossbows at the moment. Not sure if this fight is good for MSN right now. Archers sometimes also focusing the men-at-arms, so not doing too much damage there. Armored units now flanking around. How is this going right now? That's the question. Archer mass. The only thing remaining at the end of the fight, though, for Valdemar. So was actually able to get a good amount of damage in overall. Still wants to try and do some more damage. I mean, he's got the additional range, right? So he's going to be in a good position here. Units could jump inside the outpost. It's going to be the religious unit, actually, that jumps inside the outpost here. And Valdemar, he's just intent to keep pushing right now. That is not a situation that I would personally want to keep pushing in. Especially since MSN could have just put more units inside the outpost, would get him a lot more damage coming through. Longbow still trying to push up, but +2 Pierce Armor has come in for MSN, so it's not going to be the end of the world if these archers get a volley or two off. Behind this, Olive Grove Transition also coming in. We got 3 relics inside of the Grand Winery. Still no additional units inside of this outpost. That's very surprising. Behind this, we got a big wall planned right now for Valdemar. Just 2 villagers working on that. But he is going to be able to wall a big portion of the map off here. Just continues producing more and more of these longbowmen behind it. Just now a couple more spearmen coming in. Spearmen, by the way, still feudal age spearmen at this point in time. Relics in the Grand Winery. I mean, Monastery is nice to get the passive gold income in. But at least right now, with the additional tempo that you get from these mercenaries, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. Monastery is also an investment to go into, so at least as an intermediary, it's fine to have them in the Grand Winery. Now we're also getting elephants in? That's fun. That is fun. Yeah, this looks like Valdemar did manage to actually secure up that second relic for himself, so we're on a 3-2 relic split at the moment. I don't think he's going to expect any elephants to come out, but we are going to be seeing elephants here in this game, which is funny in its own right. Single longbow for Valdemar. Just trying to scout out the map at the moment. Is actually going to be able to find some villagers out here, and one of them actually relatively low right now. MSN is going to be about to see this. That is one villager down. Other villagers do get notified now. At the same time, we've got another longbow out here as well. Finding just a couple of villagers, so damage coming in on both sides over here. Woman gets taken down over here now. My son managed to deal with that, but behind that, I mean, he is still very far behind when it comes to villagers. His opponent is on 2 TC. I'm surprised that MSN hasn't pulled up a second TC behind this, as he might really want to go for it. You can kind of tell that your opponent's on, like, King's Palace, right? Because if it wasn't King's Palace, Valdemar would be making knights, trying to make use of that additional production speed from the White Tower. But we don't see any knights, so kind of needs to be obvious now at this point in time. Still don't have that elephant in. Outpost at the front. Could be defending. Monk wants to jump inside. Not going to be able to do so in time. Behind us, we got a big mass at the moment of Varangian guards for MSN. Still no second TC behind all of that. We're up to level 4 on the cisterns. So that is an additional 22% gather speed for all of the villagers here. Income overall, Valdemar has gotten a good lead in now when it comes to the income. So MSN definitely is on a timer here, is on a timer to make something happen here. The English definitely very fine when it comes to just standing out there and securing up the position. Valdemar is going to start getting some walls up behind this though. Wants to further just carve out this map. Carve up this map into little segments that he can control. Clash looks to be coming in now. Backline from MSN is pushing forward. The longbows, they're really slow. They are slow. 1.12 tiles per second of movement speed. So the army from MSN, the archers at the very least, should be able to always catch up. We do now see this clash coming in between the two. Valdemar is having to fall back here now for the time being. But he does so while kiting throughout the entire time, so he is actually getting a good amount of kills. MSN, though, is using the starter stat on his archers and on his crossbows in order to get the damage in whenever he gets the chance to do so. Varangian Guards doing a great job at soaking up the arrow fire at the front side. The mass is now heavily reduced. Network of castles is coming in. How's the army count looking at the end of all of this? Checking on the military, and it looks like MSN sadly didn't manage to come ahead in this fight. I was behind by 20 military, and the longbow mass, it's starting to get really, really big at this point in time. Definitely enough in order to start doing significant damage even to these armored units. I feel like MSN, you might need to start getting a couple more horsemen out, as now Valdemar has started adding in crossbows as well. MSN still having to fall back though. Does he want... The fallback isn't really too... MSN isn't really being too decisive right now on what he should do in this situation. We do have a Mangonel emplacement coming in though. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, it looks like that is going to be enough in order to push Valdemar back here for the time being. So Valdemar now probably going to be thinking about wanting to add in some siege. We have a siege workshop yet at this point in time. No, just additional production buildings coming up for him in his base. And we're taking a look at his base because he's just started adding in so many farms now behind this. Imperial Age definitely could be on the menu for him. Just look at how many farms he's adding in behind us. His farming economy is going to be absolutely insane with how much food he'll be getting. 30 villager lead for him at the moment. You can definitely tell by the income that he's firmly ahead and in the driver's seat right now. Behind us, walls have also progressed at least a little bit. Valdemar now sending a villager all the way up here to continue building the wall from the other side. And it's not going to be Berkshire Palace that we're getting in here. We're going to be seeing the Wingard Palace. Where is it coming up? There it is. Wingard Palace coming up on the right side of Valdemar's base. He's going to be able to get access to the Wingard Rangers. Very strong unit for him. Lots of range, lots of damage. Very strong in the range department. And this looks like we only just now getting armor-clad in. I was wondering why the end arms from Valdemar took so much damage, especially from the archers from MSN. That must have been the difference, him not having that armor-clad upgrade. That's the unique upgrade that you get as the English, giving you +2 armor on both the melee and the ranged armor on your men-at-arms. It's an absolute banger of an upgrade. Makes them one of the tankiest men-at-arms unit in the game. Behind this, MSN did at least manage to come back a little bit when it comes to military count. But he's still on a finite amount of gold behind this. He's just gathering gold. And this is the point in time where you long want to have those relics inside of an actual monastery to generate gold. And now the age up has come through for Valdemar. What is MSN's reaction going to be? Still no reaction, not moving up with military. And the wall off is coming in behind the. So Valdemar once again just chopping up this map into individual segments. We can see a segment here, we can see a segment over here, another wall came in over here. Looks like MSN actually managed to sneak in some Keshiks into the base of Valdemar, but these individual segments are going to help Valdemar get those units back to safety. Granted, the wall isn't completely finished here, and it looks like Valdemar actually did send some of his units back as well. MSN is going to decide to split off his military a little bit, but now he's going to run into the army from Valdemar, which is going to be able to, especially with the crossbows, do some quick work off those Keshiks. More economy is going to be idle, but Valdemar can afford it. Look at his economy right now, 3,000 food in the bank. He doesn't mind idling some villagers. Hell, he doesn't even mind losing some at this point in time. Definitely in a very good position right now. MSN, you can tell by the resource that he's massing up right now, that he also wants to age up to the Imperial age now behind it. It is very tough being an age behind against range units, because when they get these additional upgrades in, and we do already see, from the looks of it, yeah, we do have those golden helmets up on these men-at-arms. Elite men-at-arms have already come through, but if you're getting the upgrades on the ranged units, it means that even armored units aren't going to be able to tank up against them. At least not nearly as efficient. Keshiks trying to find some more villagers, but they're going to run into military Keshiks. A lot of them are going to go down here. They're just trying to run past now. Oh, that's not looking good. MSN is going to lose a lot of those. Besides all of this, looks like he also want to go for a little push here, at least want to send in reinforcements. They're getting caught off guard as well for an engineering company now coming in behind this. MSN trying to secure this gold mine, but Valdemar knows, you can tell, this gold mine disappeared off the minimap, even for Valdemar. So he knows, MSN, that is his only gold that he can go to right now, other than the one in the far east. Our engineering company not quite in yet. Valdemar, he could get a lot more upgrades in right now, but he's lacking the gold. He's got a lot of food in the bank, and you can tell he's got 20 men-at-arms in queue now. And these men-at-arms will be business now with the armor-clad upgrade in as well. We're going to switch over into the cinematic view here. It's Valdemar. Rather, MSN wants to take the fight now against Valdemar. Military, though, is able to just run behind this wall segment. Then all of this melee force from MSN is not able to push through here past this wall. Elephant also is going to get taken down. At the end of the day, Valdemar does have the military advantage, technology advantage, all of these things coming in for him. Now Mangonella outpost placement is coming in as well. Now Valdemar, he's got enough units. He's got enough units. 30 crossbows in queue, 30 men-at-arms in queue. He's got all the food in the world, all the food that he needs for the rest of this game. Mangonella outposts are going to do some damage here, but is it going to be enough? Right now, it definitely doesn't look like it. MSN doesn't have any elite upgrades in queue right now. Isn't sure what units to even make here at this point in time. Getting a bombard in placement as well, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough because there's just an endless flood of units coming out of Valdemar's base. Looking at this, Valdemar, he's just pushing through. Mangonel now coming out, though, from MSN. But once these reinforcement men-at-arms arrive, I feel like that's not going to be enough. More outposts coming in as well. Wants to expand that network of castles. Network wants to get more of that attack speed bonus on his front line as well.
Good a worker, done a rita. Luck has greater.
Behind this, what is MSN's win condition now? He is getting in a lot of olive oil, just passively, from these olive groves around the Grand Winery. From the backside here as well, is adding in more as well. He is on Cistern level 5, so he is getting 26% faster gather rate for these villagers. He's just going to start splitting up his army and start attacking from many different sides. We take a look at his line of sight right now. He sees the villagers. All of these outposts just provide him with so much line of sight, and he can just choose to attack from multiple sides at the same time. Fight once again ensues now. Longbows just pushing through at the top side. Mangonel emplacements trying to do the best they can. There are many of them out there. Keshiks trying to go up against the ranged units over here as well. We do have the elite upgrade on the archers here for MSN. No elite on the crossbows, no elite on the longbows at the moment for Valdemar. Only on the men-at-arms that he is pushing forward with. MSN, he doesn't have any tools right now against these men-at-arms. Keshik's only just now coming in. No elite on them yet, though, either. Mangonel hitting again. Now we just got some men-at-arms raid coming in as well. Ranking guards elite up as well. Crossbow mass is going to be sufficient here. More outposts coming up behind this. Mangonel pushing forward, but the men-at-arms, they're in mass right now. That is not something that MSN can really face off right now. Mangonel is going to get taken down. And just too many units here right now. MSN, he doesn't have the unit mass. We're going to take a look. 75 to 27 military right now. Valdemar, he's just completely overrunning. 40 men-at-arms on the field. 34 more in queue. 50, no, now 20 crossbows in queue as well. He is sitting underneath the majority. Well, not the majority, but a good portion of MSN's food income. Just wants to keep pushing through. Mangonel emplacements are doing a good job, but just doesn't feel like it's enough. This English flood just doesn't stop. Forward keep now coming up as well. MSN still on gold here, but I feel like Valdemar could just pull a couple of units over here and just completely idle that out. Getting with the fortification on the Mangonel emplacement now as well. But just too many units. They just keep coming and it doesn't stop. Now a couple of range units getting pulled over towards the gold. MSN, he is low on gold. He doesn't have enough of it. Villagers now under attack will get taken down slowly one by one. The Mangonel emplacement just don't do enough damage against these men-at-arms. We do have a elephant coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Elephant gets taken down and GG gets called. Valdemar on the ladder, able to take a game against MSN here. Fellas, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Helps me out a lot with the traction. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see you all in the next one. Have a good one.